I predict that in the next 24 months, we're going to see a social network that is more popular than any social network that has ever come along before. That includes Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, you name it. The reason for that is we're at a very interesting point in the world of social media. It's 2025. Social media has been around for roughly 15 years, which is crazy to even think about how short of a time period that is. A little bit longer than that, but at its maturity at least. And we have a problem. And we've had this problem for a while, but it's gotten way worse over the last couple of years. And that problem is bots. But that's not the only problem. Now we're having social networks that are flooded with artificial content. So AI allows someone to create an incredibly high volume amount of content at scale without having to film it, edit it, whatever. And so what that means is they can basically prompt to content like that. And the reason that that's a problem is that a lot of these platforms are built on content that's created by human creators. And as a result, those human creators get compensated either from the platform or from advertising, sponsorships, etc. So what happens when artificial intelligence comes in and it floods the feeds of these social media platforms? The human creators are disincentivized from creating content. And this is a problem for several reasons. Number one, someone like myself, I don't want to see AI content. I don't want to see AI slop all over my feeds. I don't care how good it gets. I just want to see content from human beings. Why would I care about content from a robot? I just don't, personally. I could see younger kids getting just completely hypnotized by AI content, and that's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's a different discussion. But for me, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not interested in it. So what about the bots? Well, AI is a much better bot than bots were 5 years ago. So we're really at this point where we don't know if someone we're talking to on social media is even a real person. I don't know if the influencer that I'm watching is a real person. And I don't know if the graphics and edits that are popping up on my screen are created by real people. So we're living in this weird world of social media where we just don't know. And, Meta and X and these other platforms, they're doing everything they can to try to identify AI content and label it so you know that you're watching AI content. But it's really hard for these systems to work, and they don't work very well in my experience. And so my prediction is that we're going to see two things happen over the next 24 months. The first thing is we're going to see these social media platforms create two different feeds in their algorithms, and you can toggle between these feeds. Feed 1 is everything. Feed 2 is going to be only human content. So if you only want to see human content. And by the way, as I say this prediction, it might not be true because I also think about how for the longest time, people have wanted to only see content from their friends, but the social platforms know that they can keep you on the platform way longer if they can recommend the content that you see. And so with that being said, maybe maybe their research and their billions of dollars they're spending a year to hypnotize people comes back and says, hey, the best way to keep people on the platform longer is to have AI content all over the feed. And maybe they won't let us, but my hope is that they do, because I know I'm not in the minority when I say I don't want to see AI slop all over my feed. So I think that step one, we're going to see two different algorithms. One where you can watch AI content plus human content, and one where you can just watch human content. And I think if they don't do that, people are going to get pretty burnt out, because if you look at the dead internet theory, which the basic premise behind the dead internet theory is that it's going to become less and less relevant, less and less real over time. And that's happening right before our eyes. So I think that in order to avoid the dead internet theory, these apps are going to have to move quick to give you a choice between the algorithms that you see and what you ingest. At the same time, and my big prediction is that there's going to be an entirely new social media channel and network that doesn't exist today that is built on top of artificial intelligence. And I have no idea what this will look like. I have no idea what it'll sound like. I don't know what the features will be, but you can essentially think of it as probably Web 4.0. If Web 2.0 was the world of apps and social media, and 3.0 was crypto and NFTs, etc., well, 4.0 is artificial intelligence. And these will function differently from social media networks in the past. And you could probably say, well, Sam, don't these platforms and tools, don't they already have social media built into them? Yeah, they do, for sure. But I'm talking from the ground up, built on top of artificial intelligence. Maybe it's on top of an LLM. I don't really know. I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. But I bet someone's working on it right now, and I bet it's going to be wildly popular. Because as good as these platforms are, AI can come in and just make them a lot better. The thing that I do know for 100% sure is that AI is disrupting social media tremendously. And it's scary as a creator. You don't know if AI is going to come in and take your job, essentially. No one knows. We don't know how it's going to play out. But these are my two big predictions. I'm curious what you think. Do you think that the platforms will innovate? Will they add AI to their businesses and just make them better? Will there be an AI platform from the ground up? Will the platforms give us a choice to say, hey, I only want to see human content. I don't want to see AI content. Or will they say, we know what's best for you. We're going to decide what goes in your feed. I'm guessing it's probably the latter, but I'm hoping that they give us a choice. But with that said, what do you think?